Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you can see me. Hopefully everything's working. Hello. If you are online, please say hello, and I will say hello back to you. So put it in the little chat field there. I am monitoring that. Hopefully this recording, will go well. All right. So I see Paul Dunn is waving at me. Hello, Paul. Nicholas. Hello, Nicholas. Walter is here. Hope everybody can hear me. I hope everything's going well. This is week 2 of using a new setup, new software for my live stream here. Hopefully it will go well. Oh my goodness. Rodney, hello there. I hope you are well and safe. Thank you. KB, hello. All right, everybody's on time today. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining the show today. And I've got a ton of stuff to go over today with you. I've got demos. I've got, stuff to talk about. All right, so let's get this going. All right, Rodney says sound is a bit off. All right. Ooh, okay, well, it's okay. But at least you can hear me. All right. Oh my goodness. Sound is choppy. Oh, yikes. Not sure I can do about that. Hopefully that will get better as we go along. All right, so let's get started with my housekeeping. All right, let's see. I see a message from PAWL. Hi, Caroline. Would it be possible for you to have a look at the Orca screen reader, which works with Raspberry Pi? Thanks. I'm a blind user. I am not familiar with the Orca screen reader. Tell me more about this magical Orca screen reader, and we can talk about that. Yes. All right. So housekeeping. I always start off with housekeeping. Thank you, everybody, for joining the show today. We do this every Thursday at 3 o'clock my time, Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. This is a place of positivity. We're trying to just have some time together. You can ask questions like the Orca question, which I do not know the answer to, but I will try to answer your questions. Sometimes I just need a little more context. And also one last thing, please mute your Amazon Echo devices or wear headphones, or whatever you need to do. I cannot edit out the wake word to my Amazon Echo device out of this because it's a live broadcast. So please mute them now or wear headphones. All right. Audio is scratchy. Tried from 2 PCs. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I don't think there's much I can do about this audio situation here. Let me see. And I can turn it back on again. That's about it. Or I don't think there's anything I can do about this. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. Maybe I could try to add another audio feed here or change the audio feed. See, let's try the default microphone. Does the default microphone work? No, I don't think the default microphone works. I don't see any sound if I use the default. Maybe I could just sit closer to the microphone here. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully this will get better. Sorry. All right, so let's see. Let's see if I can try something else. Let's see if we can use... Hello. All right, no, I don't think that's going to work, sadly. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so let's just keep on moving on with the show here. Let's see. Poor sound, reboot. Oh my gosh, could be a loose wire. Okay, I'll How about this? Does this work better? How about this? Is this better, guys? All right, it's going to take a few seconds for y'all to see this. I have unplugged and replugged back in my Snowball microphone. I do have a very nice microphone that I like to use with these things here. Let's see. Let's get back on track here with my screen share stuff. Let's see. Let me see if I can get this blue snowball done. All right. Okay. Let's see if this works a little bit better. Hopefully it does. I'm so sorry, guys. Sometimes it's just the way it works. Okay. Let's see. It's an open source reader which works with Raspberry Pi and Linux. Not really. Sounds the same. Oh my gosh. Okay, just move on. Okay, yes, that's what I'm trying to do, y'all. Okay, all right, let's move on. All right, next, agenda. The agenda that we have today is, first of all, I tell you what video I released 2 days ago. The way that my channel works is I release a recorded video on Tuesdays, and then on Thursdays we do the live version, all right? And then, let's see, PPE update. All right, Rodney says still the same. Grapes Innotech says, I am back. Hello, everybody. Apologize for the poor sound today. Not sure what's going on here with my internet connection here. Let's see. It says excellent connection. Ooh, okay, yes, I am having some problems here. All right, so, okay. Sorry about that, guys, with the poor internet connection. All right. Yes, I have checked my mic connection. I unplugged it, I replugged it back, and I restarted everything. It does not seem to be working for me. This is not like me today. I apologize to everybody about this. All right, so the agenda for today, I always give you my video, a update about printing PPE face shields for our community. I am now trending on Tom's Hardware. We're going to go into that. I live in Atlanta, and every year we have something called DragonCon, which I have never been to, actually, because I've always gone on a vacation because it's Labor Day weekend. I've always gone on vacation for Labor Day weekend, so I've never been to DragonCon. But this week, somebody had a little virtual DragonCon event, and they asked me to videotape it. There were too many people at the event. I did not go. I did not videotape it. So they made some videotapes here and there. And then what I did was I edited the video together, and I will show you. And then I will show you my video, or I'll give you a link to the video. The video is kind of unlisted right now, so it's not public on my channel. I didn't want to send out a notification to everybody to say, hey, this is, this is some video, because it's not really kind of the general content I kind of put out. So, but it is on my channel. It's just unlisted right now. All right. So let's see. Nicholas says, just a note, received a YouTube notification that stream was live about 70 minutes earlier, then received the second one, this one. All right. Nicholas, what happened is I'm testing out this new software. I was trying to do a test, a private test, but this new software is kind of crazy. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it, but I was having problems with the old software, so I was trying something new. And yes, I did accidentally start a public broadcast 70 minutes ago, and then I had to stop it, and then I had to restart it. So sorry about that, about those notifications. I did not intend to do that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. All right, so now let's move on to the next thing, which is the video that I released this week. So the video I released this week was Porch Pirate Cam. And basically it is Raspberry Pi. You can use a 0W, you can use a 3, you can use a 4, and you set it up and it will notify you every time it detects movement. And you can do this as a porch pirate situation. And I do not have a porch, so this was very hard for me to make a porch pirate cam video. And so what I had to do was by the way, now video is lagging. Oh my gosh, this is just, I think maybe I'm at a time when everybody else is also using the internet, and I think it causes me a lot of problems. I think we're all on the internet all at the same time in this building when I go live at 3 o'clock on Thursdays. I think this is probably like kind of a peak time to be using the internet. So that might be my problem as well. But anyway, I get a friend at one of these maker stations at, it's those maker spaces that they have. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that, but it's kind of like a gym, but instead of a gym, you make things here, and there's a monthly subscription fee and stuff, and then you get to use their machinery and stuff. Anyway, I got a friend to let me put up my camera, my motion activated camera on their porch, and we've had a lot of fun with that. So I go through an entire setup tutorial. I am downloading all the pictures to Dropbox. I'm looking at Dropbox as I see, and it does do video, it does do photos, and I'm seeing it real time as they come in. If I am on the local network, it is kind of a streaming. You can have that streaming experience like a CCT camera, something like that. It's pretty cool. All right, so yeah, video is lacking. Oh, sorry about that, guys. All right, so next, grapes in a tank. Yes, lagging. Oh my gosh, this is getting worse. Okay, let's see. So just to give y'all the Porch Pirate Cam, in case you missed it, I am going to give you the URL for it. Alrighty, and so that, please do check out that video if you want to see me try to make a Porch Pirate Cam from Raspberry Pi W and well, actually I use an HQ camera for the setup, so you can watch the HQ setup, high quality camera, which is a new camera out from Raspberry Pi, but then I show you footage that camera. I also show footage from just a regular V2 camera as well. All right, moving on. I am giving you my PPE update of the week. So I started this a long time ago. I was having all these 3D printer problems. Knock on wood, most of that have been fixed for the most part. And now I'm printing PPE. I'm also negotiating the biggest donation for Atlanta Beats COVID. That's the organization that I volunteer with because I'm in Atlanta to provide PPE for medical workers, schools, and nonprofits. And so I'm working on the biggest single donation for Atlanta COVID right now, and it is from the Jim Ellis dealership. They're a family of dealerships. They have 18 dealerships. They're doing a big event this weekend, and they are doing a TV commercial. They're doing radio buys, internet buys, all the banner ads, everything. They're doing every kind of promotion they can. I'm in their TV commercial right now. This is my little portion in their TV commercial, and yes, I'm putting together face shields in their TV commercial. But what's interesting is that this weekend, this Saturday, we're having a shield-a-thon, so we're going to give out free face shields this weekend. So that's my plans for this weekend if anybody wants to know. All right, excellent. Okay, video is fine here. Paul says video is fine here. All righty, so next, let's talk about Tom's Hardware. This morning, I looked at Tom's Hardware, and I am now trending on Tom's Hardware. Woohoo! So exciting! Oh my gosh, I'm thrilled about this. You have no idea. So just to show you Tom's Hardware, and I'm going to put myself on here. I have published the work from home status indicator. It is a free tutorial. It includes all of the code. It tells you everything you need to do to make a work from home status indicator. This is now trending on Tom's Hardware. So I'm very excited about this. So now you can check that out. Work from home status indicators right on the top. Gave you the link for it. Check it out. And basically you hang this little Raspberry Pi 0W with the LCD screen, the 16:2 LCD screen, and then as you go through the as you can update what it says on the LCD screen from a website on your computer. So you're sitting at your desktop, you're like, I'm in a meeting, you click on that, and then it changes it out there. So anyway, that is how that works. All right, excellent. Okay, so I got that published on Tom's Hardware, and it is now trending. Yay! So exciting about that. Okay, so my first project that I want to show you guys for today is printing a Raspberry Pi case that looks like a Raspberry Pi. And so this is a free download from Thingiverse. I did see this on Tom's Hardware, or saw on Twitter, linked to Tom's Hardware. So this is not my content here, but I did see this. I thought this was super cool. So I wanted to share this with you. There's a little caveat though. So let's see. Make your Raspberry Pi look like an actual Raspberry Pi. That is this article here. This is you print this out on your 3D printer. I do not have this brown 10-ish pie crust looking color on as one of the colors of PLA that I own, but hey, I think it's a cool project, and there is a link. It's a free link. You can download the files on Thingiverse, or you could download you will someday be able to download the files on Thingiverse. Let me explain why and how. All right, so I'll give you the link here. Nicholas, I hope you're laughing with tears because you think that the Raspberry Pi case is really funny, and not because this whole broadcast is not very good. So anyway, there is a link to Thingiverse, but Thingiverse is having some technical difficulties right now. How do I say this? And I can't actually download the file from Thingiverse, but just to let you guys know. All right, let's see. Hopefully, so let's go over to Thingiverse. Right now, as you know, while I'm recording this, while I'm doing this broadcast, they're saying they're experiencing some technical issues. Now, if I click on the actual design, this Raspberry Pi case design, sometimes it comes up, most of the times it doesn't come up. Oh, it's coming up right now. So anyway, but if it does come out, don't be too disappointed, but just keep on trying until it comes up. But yeah, here you can download the files free on Thingiverse. So there you go. All right. So that's Raspberry Pi number 1 right there. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's see. Let's go back to my PowerPoint presentation. And next is virtual DragonCon. All right, so I'm in Atlanta. Never been to DragonCon before in my life. It is over Labor Day weekend. All right, and I'm always out of town for Labor Day weekend because I go on vacation. I like to go on vacation. All right, Nicholas, yes, talking about converging subjects, tech, cooking, 3D printing. Oh my God. Okay, excellent. All right, virtual DragonCon. Never been, but a friend of mine had a virtual DragonCon teacup race competition at his maker space at the Maker Station in Marietta, and he took a bunch of footage and asked me to cut it together in a video, and I'm going to give you the link to that video. It is unlisted, or it is something that you can see with the link, but it's not published on my channel because it's not really the kind of the content I put on this channel. But you got to check this out. This was the most adorable. When I started going through the footage, I'm like, wow, this is the most adorable people I've ever seen in my life. All right, so basically it was kind of a small competition. There were 4 entrants total, 4 teacup racers in total. This is one of the teams, one of the 4 teams. I think this is a brother-sister team. They were really tiny people, let me just tell you. So I don't know how old they are, but I think they're really, really, really young. All right, so that is team number 1. It is an RC remote controlled car, and I think they kind of put something on top of it. And for them, they put up an actual teapot, and it's a teapot race. And then there's an obstacle course, and they've got to get through the whole obstacle course. I think that's the whole idea. So I think they get judged on creativity and actually, completing the course, and probably how long it took them to complete the course in their little teacup RC car. All right, so that's one of the teams that entered. Very adorable. All right, next, here's another team, in solo entrant here, who also competed here, and then these are the winners. They actually had 2 winners, dual co-winners here, and those are the winners of the Teacup Race 2020, and it was part of a STEM competition. So I was pleased to see a lot of girls in this competition. everybody is really adorable and they all worked really hard. And so if you want to see a virtual DragonCon teacup race competition, check out that video link I just posted. Anyway. So, all right, so now let's move on to the actual Raspberry Pi project I want to show you this week, and it's called a self-driving trash can. All right, so who on here likes to take out the trash? Nobody likes to take out the trash. I know, really. So I thought when I first saw this, I thought this was, you take your RC, that I just showed you, the remote controlled car, you get out your remote control, and instead of pushing the trash can out to the curb, you attach it to something and you use an RC car to push it out to the curb. No, that is not what this project is. All right, let's talk about what the project actually is. This was featured on the Raspberry Pi blog. There is this awesome YouTube video that goes with it. All right, so this is Ahad, I don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry, Ahad Cove. And he says he hates taking out the trash can. So instead he spent hours and hours and hours and days and days and days adding motors to his trash can. And then what was truly amazing about his project here, and let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation, was that, all right, so first of all, he started with the Raspberry Pi Zero W, didn't have enough muscle to do it. So he did end up changing it to a Raspberry Pi 3, all right? And because he had to put everything, he's got these motors and these duplexers or whatever, he got out one of his wife's food storage containers and glues it into the side of this trash can here. All right, so very, very nice, project. So yeah, so now he's got this food storage container with his electronics, inside his big old trash can. He's got this motor going, and so he starts testing it out. All right, and the wheels aren't quite aligned, so it kind of just veers off every time he sends it off. It kind of goes and kind of goes to the right there. So then and then it wouldn't stop. So the initial prototype that he made did not have brakes, so he had to spend another whole weekend adding brakes to his trash can. That was pretty cool. So machine learning, he did use machine learning in this. All right, I would not have used machine learning if I was doing this project, but what he did, and this is really fancy, he set up a webcam and it detects when the trash truck is coming, the garbage truck is coming down the street, and then it triggers everything from there. So I was like, wow, that's really advanced. And when I say it triggers everything, he also, his garage door opener, so the trash can's inside his garage door opener was Wi-Fi enabled. Mine never was. And so it triggers opening the garage door and then pushing, the wheels and the motor, push the whole trash can out to the curb, and then the brake stops it. So let's see. Rodney says, I like it. It's fun. Walter says, liar, fake news. Oh my gosh, y'all are mean. What happened to positive? Walter, we're supposed to be positive on this show. All right, so if you want to check out the self-driving trash can, I'm going to copy and paste the link here. Alrighty, let's see. So yeah, he's got machine learning to try to detect the trash truck, the garbage truck as it comes down the street. I don't think it's very accurate. I think any car that goes by, I think pretty much triggers it. Plus, your trash man comes on a specific day. So really you could just trigger it, for 6 a.m., every Wednesday or something. That's how I think I would work on this. All right, so then, oh yes, there we go. So his garage door opener is Home Connect. It's Wi-Fi enabled, and it opens the garage door, and then the trash bin waits 10 seconds and then just starts rolling itself out to the street. All right, so that is the project, and he spent days and days and hours, on all these fancy motors, and then he had to add a brake, and then all this machine learning and everything. So your question should be, when did this project actually work? Well, you're gonna have to watch the video to see that. And I'm gonna give you the video right here, and I'm going to copy and paste the link here. But if you don't want to watch the whole video, let's see. All right, Nicholas says maybe if you can do an image recognition for the specific truck. Well, I think you have to kind of consider how far away you're trying to identify that truck from. You know, you're setting up a webcam inside the second floor of your house, and you're looking all the way down the street. I think that's pretty tough to do. All right, so does it actually work? Yes and no. He finally did get the wheels on straight, and so that his trash bin does go all the way straight down his driveway. Unfortunately, in the video, that I just linked over to that you're gonna watch, it doesn't get it all the way out onto the street. It gets it, I don't know, about 5 feet, 3 feet away from the edge of the driveway. And apparently the garbage truck is like this automated thing where it's not an actual person who throws your garbage into the truck. It's like this thing that sticks out on the side. And because his trash bin didn't go far enough down the driveway, it skipped over him. And then you see him in his video, and it's all very kind of shaky video at this point. You see him like trying to hold his camera and run out to the trash truck, and then try to drag his beautiful, very expensive trash can with him, and then dump the trash in, and then try to, and then he puts his trash bin in front of his neighbor's house as the next trash bin so that it gets picked up. So anyway, in the actual video demo, his trash did not actually get picked up the first try by the machine because it didn't get close enough to the edge of the driveway. All right, so that is the self-driving trash can, but E for effort. And if you ever watched Mark Rober, there's another channel I love to watch here on YouTube. Mark Rober, he was a NASA engineer. He says that he loves to over-engineer things. That's what I would call this. I would call this over-engineered, but I love it. I mean, we love over-engineering things here sometimes, and it just makes for a really creative project. So anyway, so I thought this was really cool, and this is my project of the week for Raspberry Pi. He did use a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus, I believe. Okay, moving on. Let's see. What's next on the agenda here today? Oh, yes. Alexa Skills Challenge. All right, Alexa Conversations. Okay, let's look at that. So I talk about this every week. Amazon's put out a whole bunch of new stuff, and they have made all these upgrades for developers who are developing skills apps for Alexa. And there is a competition right now. There is real money that you could win if you enter this competition. I am planning to enter this competition. I'm working on my entry right now. When I release my entry, y'all will all see it. I will show it to you. But anyway, this is the competition page. So if anybody wants to enter, I will put it out there. All right, Rodney says that was really funny. All right, yay, thank you, Rodney. All right, and if you are the guy that I just featured on this, I would love to have you as a guest on my show, virtually, of course. And so contact me if you're the one I featured this week, because that was really good. That was a really good project. All right, so let's see. Okay, yeah. So I'm on Skills Challenge. Okay, you can enter the challenge. I want to do a demo for you this week on something called, and let's go back to my PowerPoint presentation, something called Open Weather Bug. And this is going to be a demo on a new feature for developers. If you are going to develop skills for Alexa, this is something new that you could do that you couldn't do before. And it's called APL for audio. And I've got a little demo here for you, and hopefully it will work. But it is sound-based, so it may or may not work because I'm having so many technical difficulties right now. All right, so we're going to go back to our little PowerPoint. I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. All right, so we've got APL for audio beta, and I will copy and paste this link in here so that you can see the blog post that they put out, and it links over to all the technical documentation, and it gives you examples, and it's really kind of the overview of what I'm going to demo for you today. Okay, so there are, this is a new way of adding sounds to your Alexa skill. So previously you just, typed in what Alexa would say and that's all you got, or you could put a sound before or after. Now you have something called mixer. You can have sounds playing at the same time. You have random, you have this, you have that. Oh my gosh, this is so easy. They show you the code. They give you so many code examples and it's like, okay, I want audio and the sound should be this. All right, oh, I want SSML and it's gonna pull from this variable. I want a mixer, so I want it to play a audio, plus I want it to say right now it is 80 degrees. So it gives you, so you can play things at the same time, or you can just say, okay, I want to say this and then that. That's sequencer right here. So the code is really, really simple. If you want to add a pause, you just type in silence, duration 1500. Super easy. So I wanted to do a little demo for you today. And let's see, it's over here. So just to show you, just to back up to show you how I got here, you go to developer.amazon.com. Okay, and then you create a skill. So I've done this several times on my channel, so I'm going to kind of just gloss over this part because we know how to go into creating a skill name. So just to save time, didn't want to go through creating another skill like I did previously. So I created kind of a dummy skill here called weather bug to show you how this works. So you click on it, and then there's this, it will land you on this build tab here. And from build tab, you can hit multimodal responses, and that takes you over to where you can just put in the code from build for your audio responses. So, if this happens, then this is what Alexa's going to say back to you. All right. So just to show you how to play something at the same time. So what's cool about this is like the code is very simplified. I think it's really, really easy for somebody to pick up the way this code works, and you can test it on your browser. They are actually encouraging you to test it on your browser and not your device. Why is that? Well, sometimes when you're debugging, this really, really helps with debugging. Is the problem, hey, my code was bad and it's not triggering the right thing at the right time? Or is it, I got to the response I wanted to get to, but because the code for the actual response, what Alexa says, was incorrect, then I had a mistake. So it kind of breaks up two different things that used to be tied together so that you can debug a little bit easier. I think that's pretty cool. So here is a sample thing I put together. It's called mixer. That means it plays two things at the same time. All right. So and then within that you can have sequencer where it says, you say, okay, I want this to play first, then I want to play this second and then third. And let me keep on scrolling down so you can see. All right. So the mixer is going to play an audio sound of a game show and the speed and a bunch of sentences by Alexa at the same time. So I'll hit play. Hopefully this will work.
This sample demonstrates how to mix audio and play clips in a sequence. Here is the second line of my speech. Here is the third line of my speech. Here is the fourth line of my speech.
All right. Could y'all hear that? Probably not. Sorry. But let's, I'll hit again. Maybe y'all can hear it the second time.
This sample demonstrates how to mix audio and play clips in a sequence. Here is the second line of my speech. Here is the third line of my speech. Here is the fourth line of my speech.
All right. If you were able to hear that, you notice that the second line of her speech, then there was a pause, and then third line of the speech, and it pretty much went right into, and here's the fourth line of my speech. There was no pause. And that's because I added this silence, duration 1500, in between the second line and the third line. And while she's talking, you can hear this game show kind of ambient noise in the background. So anyway, and you can just test that without actually having to go to the code, and get on your Alexa or get on, a device to get to that point to trigger how that's going to sound. So that gives developers a way to just, really be, not think so much about, hey, here's the logic to get to it, and then just be like, oh, I got it. but now really thinking about, oh, how can I make these responses a really rich experience? And if you're wondering where I got this game show, background music from, that's what's super cool about this. There's something called, all right, here it goes, available sounds. And it's a library of sounds. So I will copy and paste this for you into the project here, into the chat field here. So check that out. But you can search for anything. You can search for a bell. Let's see if there's a bell here. And then, yes, it gives you alarm, beeps, and boops. All right. And then from here, you can hit the play button. And let's say I like that sound. I want to add that to my thing. Well, it gives you the code. You hit copy to clipboard. You come back over here to where your audio is, and you replace it. So just to give you another sample of how this works, we're going to do, so we did sequencer and we did mixer in that last example. So let's try another example where we do random, where there are 3 things that it could say, and that way it's not so monotonous if they're going to use your skill over and over again. It'll say something slightly different every time, the real person. And let's say the audio is animals, bird, forest, okay? All right, so, and there are random statements. You hit play.
This is random statement number 3.
All right, so and then it just randomly picks one. All right, so let's say in that previous example, I wanted to do that alarm beep. I liked that sound. I'm going to hit copy to clipboard. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to change that. And I'm going to just put the sound in there. I'm going to hit play.
This is random statement number 1.
And there you go. Hopefully you all heard that. So I changed it from the bird chirping to a bell. And that is, and then I also did sequence. So I said I wanted to do the audio first and then a random statement second. And you can just test out different ways for her to say things or different audio sounds just right there in your developer console without actually going into the skill and writing a whole bunch of logic to get there. So I think that's pretty cool. This is, I would consider, kind of the front end of this because it comes from the build tab right here. And so that is part of build tab multimodal responses. All right, so if you want to talk about the code, most of it's Node.js. Some people do code in Python, but most of the examples are Node.js or JavaScript, if you'd like to call it that. And so then the code you can host on Lambda on AWS, or you can host it now on the developer console. So if you hit code, then that's where you get to the logic that says, if you say this, then she does this, that kind of thing. But they are starting to kind of build more of that into the front end. So this is the back end code that, is the JavaScript, Node.js stuff that gives you, okay, if, what it returns, basically. It's, okay, these are my inputs, and then it returns something to you, and then it knows, okay, I'm going to go for this response. But they are moving, it seems like they're moving more and more stuff. Before everything was out behind the code, now they're moving, oh great, I got logged out. Oh, boo. Now they're moving everything closer into the build itself. So anyway, I've gotten logged out. I do not want to save any changes here, but now I'm logged out of this. Sorry guys. But anyway, so that ends that demo. Okay, so but I thought I would do a little Alexa developers demo today. I hope you enjoyed that demo. All right, so that was Weatherbug. All right, so now, last but not least, I always reveal next week's video. I will release this on Tuesday at noon Eastern, and I'm going to do a top 5 uses for the Raspberry Pi. And I hope you enjoy that video. So I did, a long time ago, I think 2018, 2017, I did a top 5 Raspberry Pi projects video. It was really, really popular, so I thought I'd kind of revamp that and do kind of a 2020 update on stuff you can do with the Raspberry Pi. And that is my show for this week. All right. Thank you so much for enduring the poor audio on this show. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'll be back next Thursday. Hopefully, I will have a special guest. I've promised the guy the inventor of pie plates, he could be my guest for next week's show. So hopefully that will work itself into fruition, and it won't just be me next week, and I'll have a guest, and then we'll have a little more lively chat. All right. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week. Bye now.